Books. Let's pick a book and start listening. But this is unfair. But this is unfair. Playing isn't always winning. One fine day, Luna and Ollie were playing in the garden. Ollie won after a fun game. Yippee! I won! Let's play again! He rejoiced. But Luna was not happy about this. She frowned. That's not fair! I was about to win! She shouted. No way! Said Ollie. We played well and I won! Luna didn't listen, got angry and walked away. After walking for a while, she saw that Mika and Mocha were racing. She wanted to join the race too. Her friends immediately said yes and invited her to the race. They started running. They all ran as fast as they could, and Mika won the race. That's unfair! Luna shouted. But I can never win! Well, Luna, said Mocha, this is a race. Only one of us can win. Micah won this time. Maybe you'll win next time. No, said Luna. No, that's unfair. Luna moved away a little bit and sat down alone. She was very upset about the injustice that she had faced. A little later, her friends came to her and asked Luna why she was so upset. I don't like to lose. It's unfair, repeated Luna. But Luna, said her friends, sometimes you win and we lose too. That's normal, isn't it? Not at all! What's the point of playing if you do not win? Luna muttered. Kiwi thought for a while. Are you sure, Luna? He said. I mean, would you be happy if you always won? Of course, said Luna. I would be very happy then. Well then, said Kiwi, we don't want to see you sad. If you always want to win, let's play a new game. Luna got very happy. This time, they chose to race. 1, 2, 3, and the race began. Everyone started to run, but after 2 steps, they all stepped aside and slowed down. So Luna won the race easily. Luna was surprised, but still glad that she won. Come on, let's play another game, she said. This time, they played hide and seek. Luna was it, and when she counted and turned around, guess what she saw? All her friends were hiding in easy-to-find places. Luna found them quickly and tagged them, but it wasn't fun at all. Luna got bored quickly. Let's play hopscotch, said Luna. While they were playing, all her friends kicked the stones out and stepped on the lines. Luna won again, and the games was over in a flash. Oh, said Luna, this is not working. But Luna, Kiwi said. You always said you'd be happy if you won. This is just what you wanted. Aren't you happy? No, said Luna. It's not fun. I don't understand. I thought I'd be happy if I won. Micah chipped in. I think the real fun of the game is playing. Whether I win or lose, I have a lot of fun. I agree with her, said Mocha. If I always win, what's the point of playing games? I think the game is fun when you do not know who's going to win, said Ollie. I may win, I may lose, but the real fun is playing and wondering what will happen in the end. I think you're right, said Luna. How about playing a new game without knowing who's going to win, to do our best and to have fun? All were delighted with this idea and began a new game in a jiffy. Everyone did their best to win, but more importantly, they all had so much fun. We do not know who won in the end, but they all laughed out loud when the game was over. Let's pick a book and start listening. Best New Year ever! Best New Year ever! Cherish every moment with your loved ones. Hello, friends. This is Kiwi. But you already know me, right? Seems like the first snowfall has already started in Miniminya. It's getting really cold. We'd better bundle up well before going out. But hey, that's good news in Miniminya. And do you know why? New Year, of course. First up, let me tell you what a year is. There are 365 days in a year. Those 365 days are divided into 12 months. Let's name them. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. December is the last month of the year. Most people celebrate New Year's Eve. Just before the clock strikes 12 o'clock midnight, everybody starts counting down from 10. Some even make a New Year's wish. Now, it's time to learn how Mini Minions celebrate New Year. Mika and Mocha decorate their house and share their toys. Misty paints his New Year wishes. Bongo prepares, then enjoys his favorite dishes and desserts. Luna dances to a joyful music to welcome New Year. Mimi watches her favorite cartoons as she enjoys a delicious cup of hot cocoa. Laura and Fufu always celebrate New Year by playing fun games together. Naga eats juicy fruits he picks up from his garden, and then he prefers to read a good book while listening to soft, soothing music. Ollie, on the other hand, works on his new inventions. He once invented a robot that could play music and celebrate New Year. And I observe the night sky and draw star charts on a paper. But I have a whole different plan for this New Year's Eve. I think it's going to be great. I am throwing a huge party, and all my friends are invited. I hope we will have so much fun. Now, hear me out. Together, we will decorate the largest tree in Mini Minya. Everyone has picked their favorite color already. Mimi wants to bring her heart-shaped pink ornaments. Well, everybody else saw that coming. Purple is Misty's choice. He will cut square-shaped purple ornaments out of paper for our tree. Fufu will make lovely paper snowflakes. Mika will hang cute red baubles on the tree. Luna will bring blue ornaments. Mocha chose orange. Naga chose green, and Ollie chose yellow decorations. Black is Bongo's favorite. Oh, let's not forget Laura. Laura will anchor the bright star tree topper. After we finish decorating the tree, we will all sing together and dance. Just before 12 o'clock midnight, we will count down from 10. Hey, what about a little practice? Let's go! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes! We did a pretty great job. How about you? How would you like to celebrate New Year? Let's pick a book and start listening. The Snow Celebration. The Snow Celebration. No matter what, good friends think of their friends. It was a snowy and cold winter day in Mini Minya. Snowflakes were slowly falling to the ground. Mika and Mocha were looking at the snowflakes from the window. Isn't it fascinating? Mika asked. Yes, but I wish I hadn't fallen while I was running excitedly in the garden a few weeks ago. I can't go out with this huge bandage on my foot. I can't play with my friends, Mocha said. That's true, but don't be sad. It can happen to anyone. You'll get better soon. She also had a great idea. On this beautiful day, we can ask Ollie, the inventor of Mini Minya, for help to get Mocha out. So I should tell everyone at once, she thought. While Mocha was looking at the snowflakes from the window, Mika started to get dressed secretly. She put on her thickest clothes and quietly walked out the door. Walking happily under snowfall, she arrived at Bongo's house. Bongo was so happy to see Mika. Welcome! How are you, Mika? I wonder how Mocha is. I haven't seen him since he hurt his foot. Does he feel any better? He asked. I am fine, Bongo. I actually came for Mocha. He is a bit sad these days, so I am preparing a snow celebration that we will all be together. Can you make some of those cookies we all love? And a big cake, too. Great idea, Mika. Sure. I have to start preparations immediately, Bongo said. Mika was very happy. She rushed to Ollie. Ollie greeted Mika with excitement and said, I am so happy to see you on this beautiful day, Mika. Mika excitedly said. Mocha feels a little sad that he hurt his foot and can't go out with us. I need your help, Ollie. Can you invent something that can get him out with us? Ollie was carried away. Of course, Mika. I will start preparations immediately. I will invent a great snowmobile for Mocha. He will be very happy. Mika knocked on everyone's door excitedly and invited them to the snow celebration. She came back home quietly to not spoil the surprise. Mocha was still disappointedly watching the snowflakes from the window. She started to think about how happy Ollie's invention and everyone being together would make Mocha. Knock, knock, knock. The door was knocking. Mocha surprisedly looked at Mika and said, "Who is it on this snowy day?" he asked. "I don't know," Mika said, smiling, then opened the door. Mocha was surprised to see Bongo and the big cake. "Huh? What are you doing here?" he asked. "I came for the snow celebration, Mocha," Bongo answered. While Mocha was looking in astonishment, the door was knocking again. Knock, knock, knock. He couldn't believe his eyes when he saw Ollie, Misty, Naga, Fufu, Mimi, Laura, and Luna. "I am so happy!" he exclaimed excitedly. The whole Mini Minya came together for the snow celebration, Mika said. As the snowflakes fell, they gathered by the fireplace. They enjoyed Bongo's delicious cake. After finishing the delicious cake, "Let's all get ready. Now we can go out," Ollie said. "But Ollie, I can't come out. You know I'm having a little trouble walking," he said sadly. "Don't worry," Ollie said. "You have an inventor friend." He opened the door and pointed to the shiny, sledge-wheeled snowmobile waiting for Mocha outside and said, "Come on, you're coming with us." Mocha was so excited, he couldn't believe his eyes. They dressed up happily and went out together, made a big snowman, played snowball, and had a lot of fun. It was an amazing snow celebration. While looking at the huge snowman from the window, Mocha thought how lucky he was to have such wonderful friends. Let's pick a book and start listening. New Year's excitement. New Year's excitement. Sometimes the best present we can give is happiness. New Year's Eve was just around the corner in Mini Minya. Every house was decorated, and gardens were full of colorful lights. Unfortunately, it did not snow that week, and Mini Minions could not go out to play snowball. However, they were already excited for the presents they will give each other, and not being able to play snowball was soon out of their minds. They had a plan for New Year's Eve and even made arrangements for exchanging presents. Everyone had a role in party preparations. Bongo would prepare amazing food. He would also bake cookies because everyone loved Bongo's cookies. They were always served with milk. Naga would bring fresh fruits and vegetables from his garden, and Misty would prepare colorful ornaments. Laura and Fufu would bring their favorite toys with them. Mika and Mocha were to choose the games they would play that evening. Ollie had an entirely different surprise. When others asked what it was, he said, "Wait until you see it on New Year's Eve." At last, New Year's Eve arrived. They all gathered at Bongo's house. Excitement filled the air. They brought their presents and the party items that they promised. They decorated the house all together and then set the food and drinks on the table. They put the presents under the pine tree, put on some music, and began playing games. Ollie was the last one to arrive at the party. He had a huge box in his hands, but no one knew what was inside of it. When they asked Ollie what was inside, he told them to be patient once more. After they ate the food, it was time for opening presents. Each present had a name on it. Everyone found the one with their name and they began opening the presents. A pink elephant came out of Fufu's present. The toy looked just like Laura, and Fufu loved this present. Laura's present was a blue blanket, just like the one she has lost recently. Since Laura was very sad because of this, this was a perfect present for her. When Misty opened his present, he saw a watercolor set with every color in it. Even colors that he had not seen before were in this set. Right then he knew he would paint the most beautiful pictures with these colors. Luna got a dress for dancing. Kiwi got a new telescope, and Bongo got a cookie cutter in the shape of a panda. Indeed, every single one of them loved their presents. Only one box was left under the tree, without a name on it. Ollie gathered all of his friends together and began to speak. "My friends, thank you for the present you gave me. Now, I have a present for you, because seeing you happy is the most important thing to me in the world," he said. Then he asked everyone to put on their coats and step outside. Once they were out, he opened the box. An odd machine came out of the box. No one understood what it was at first. Then Ollie started the machine and snow began to come out of it. Bongo's garden became the only place where it snowed in Mini Minya during that New Year's Eve. And Ollie never forgot the joy he felt for seeing all his friends so happy. The best present ever, he thought. Let's pick a book and start listening. The Strange Egg. The Strange Egg. Follow your curiosity. Don't be afraid to ask questions. It was a sunny and beautiful spring day in Mini Minya. Mocha, Laura, and Kiwi loved to play in the garden on beautiful days like this. After a very fun game of tag, they thought about what to play next. "I know," said Laura. "Let's play hide and seek." Mocha and Kiwi loved the idea. Mocha was it. He turned to the tree, closed his eyes, and began to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. While Mocha was counting, Kiwi and Laura began looking for a hiding place. Kiwi hid behind the garden fence. Laura looked around and thought of hiding behind the tree, a bit further away. As she ran towards the tree, her foot got caught in the roots of the tree, and she fell and rolled over in the soft grass. "Ah!" she shouted as she fell into a bush. Hearing Laura shout, Mocha and Kiwi quickly ran. "Laura, where are you? Are you okay?" they yelled. "I'm fine, don't worry," said Laura through the bush. And while her friends were waiting anxiously, she slowly came out of the bush. She was holding a huge orange egg with purple spots on it. "Look what I found in the bush," she said surprisedly. "I wonder whose egg this is." Mocha and Kiwi, who were relieved to see that Laura was fine, looked at the strange egg with amazement. "Could it be a chicken egg?" said Mocha. "How could it be?" said Kiwi. "Have you ever seen a purple speckled chicken egg?" "But it's a very strange egg," he said later. "It must have fallen from its nest and rolled over here. Its mother must be looking for it now." "How sad," said Laura sadly. "We must find its mother and give her the egg. Then our mission is to reunite this lost egg with its mother," Mocha said. First, Mocha, Laura, and Kiwi went to the big blue birds in the forest. The big blue birds were constantly singing. Our egg detectives snuck up on the birds, but the bird's nest was on the highest branch of the tree. Kiwi quickly flew and looked inside the nest. There were blue-colored, red-speckled eggs in the nest. Kiwi looked at the eggs in the nest. They looked at the orange and purple speckled egg that Laura was holding. They didn't look alike. And the eggs in the nest were much smaller than the egg they had found. "No," Kiwi said. "This strange egg isn't a big bluebird egg." They moved away from there, but they were determined to find the mother of the strange egg. "Don't worry, little egg," said Laura. "We'll find your mother." They continued their search. They looked at the eggs of every egg-laying animal they knew, but none of them looked like this strange egg. Laura looked at the egg in her lap and said, "I'm so sorry, dear egg. We couldn't find your mother." Mocha and Kiwi were also sad. Suddenly, they heard a voice behind them. "Hey! Where did you find my egg?" Laura, Mocha, and Kiwi turned in the direction of the voice. Their friend Misty was running towards them. "How could this be?" Laura asked. "Is this egg yours, Misty?" Kiwi was very surprised. "It can't be," he said. "Misty, cats don't lay eggs." Misty stopped in surprise and then began to laugh. "Why are you laughing, Misty? We've been searching for the mother of this poor egg all day. Please don't make fun," Mocha said. Meanwhile, Misty was rolling on the floor laughing. Once he gathered himself a little, he got up and said while laughing, "Come with me, quick." They all followed Misty in wonder. They entered Misty's backyard. As soon as they entered the backyard, Mocha, Kiwi, and Laura got surprised because there was a bunch of strange eggs in Misty's backyard. For example, there was an egg the size of a soccer ball, decorated with yellow and pink flowers. Next to it, there was a blue egg as dark as night with shining stars on it. "What's going on?" asked Laura, looking at the orange and purple speckled egg she was holding. "This place is full of strange eggs." "Yes," said Misty with a laugh. "These are my strange eggs. I made them all. First, I used Play-Doh and shaped them. Then I painted them. I was going to hold an exhibition tomorrow called Strange Eggs." Mocha, showing the egg they found, asked, "Then why was this egg in the bushes?" "I think it rolled off the table and fell into the bushes. I was looking for it everywhere," Misty said. He took the strange egg from Laura and placed it on the table. "Now it's done. My exhibition is ready," he said. "We finally found your strange eggs home," Laura said, laughing. "Yes," said Mocha, "mission accomplished." And they all started laughing together. Then they took Misty and went back to play hide and seek. They played joyfully, then went back to their homes. They decided to meet at Misty's Strange Eggs exhibition the next day. And just like that, another strange day in Mini Minya came to an end. Let's pick a book and start listening. The Mysterious Monster. The Mysterious Monster. Sometimes things we don't know scare us, but when we investigate them, we usually find that they are quite different from what we thought. It was a silent night in Mini Minya. The moon was shining, and everyone was sound asleep. Laura was in the middle of a sweet dream when she was woken up by a strange noise. There were loud noises coming from outside. Laura got a bit scared and pulled the quilt over her head. She couldn't sleep because of the noises. As soon as it was morning, she ran to Mocha to tell him what happened. "There was a monster. It was wandering in the forest behind my garden and making loud noises," she said. Mocha, who didn't really believe the story, said, "It must have been a dream. There is no such thing as a monster." But he didn't want to break her heart since she was so excited. "Okay," he said, "I'll keep watching with my flashlight tonight. If there really is a monster, we'll find it." At night, Mocha was ready. He was waiting at the window of his room, with his binoculars in hand and flashlight beside him. But there wasn't any noise. Everyone was sound asleep in the silence of the night. After a while, Mocha got sleepy. He fell asleep while waiting in front of the window. late into the night, he suddenly woke up to a rustling noise. He immediately turned on the flashlight and looked at the garden. The noise was coming from the bushes in the garden. He curiously pointed the flashlight towards the place where the noise was coming from. And what should he see? A huge, spiky tail was slowly disappearing through the bushes. Mocha couldn't believe his eyes. He shouted, "The monster is real! It has a spiky tail!" He quickly ran to the garden and searched around the bush with the flashlight, but he couldn't find anything in the darkness of the night. In the morning, Laura and Mocha went to Mika and told her what they saw. Mika said, "Let's quickly organize a search team then. If there really is a monster in Minamiya, we must find it at once." Laura said, "It was walking loudly in the forest behind my house. Maybe we can find footprints there." "Excellent idea," said Mika, and they ran to the forest together. After they looked around for a while, they found a huge footprint. Here are the footprints," Laura said excitedly. "Yes, now we must follow the footprints to find the place the monster is hiding," said Mika. They followed the traces carefully. After they followed the traces for a while, they reached Ollie's garden. "Oh no," Laura said. "The monster must have entered Ollie's house. What will we do?" "Of course, we must go and save our friend from the monster," said Mika, feeling like a superhero. She knocked on the door gently. Ollie opened the door and said cheerfully, "Oh, hello, friends, welcome!" Everyone was shocked. They couldn't understand how he was so calm. Mika said, "Ollie, we need to go inside right now." Ollie was surprised. "Oh, not now. The house is a bit messy. If you could come later," he said, trying to stop them. "No, it's very important," said Mocha, and they all went in together. "Everyone stop! What are you doing?" asked Ollie, trying to stop them. But everyone had already started looking around in a frenzy. "There it is! The monster!" shouted Laura excitedly, in the direction her finger was pointing. There was something covered with a huge blanket. A spiky tail was hanging out from the corner of the blanket. "We found the monster!" Micah yelled. "We are going to get you out of our friend's house, you huge monster!" "Stop!" shouted Ollie. They all stood where they were. "Stop, my friends! You misunderstood. I will explain everything," said Ollie. "But please, calm down." While his friends were looking around in confusion, Ollie went and lifted the huge blanket. There really was something huge under the blanket. But it wasn't moving, just standing there like a statue. "Well, but this is a dinosaur," said Mika. "Yes," said Ollie. "My robot dinosaur. I've been working on it for a long time." "How could this be?" Mocha asked. "Is this monster yours?" Ollie was surprised. First of all, it isn't a monster. It's a dinosaur, a robot dinosaur at that. I'm going to participate in the robot competition tomorrow. I've been working on it for months, but it's top secret. So please keep quiet and don't tell anyone. Why did you scare us at night? Asked Laura. Oops, said Ollie. I had to test my robot before anyone saw it, so I took it out at night. I am very sorry. I didn't mean to scare you, he said, apologetically. Mika was looking at the huge robot admiringly. You really made an excellent robot, though, Ollie, she said. I think you will win the competition. Ollie got very happy. They were all very happy that what they thought was a monster was actually Ollie's robot. The next day, when it was time for competition, all of Mini Minya gathered in the square. The competitors were introducing their robots. Some were jumping, some were dancing. But none of them were as amazing as Ollie's robot. Everyone loved his huge robot dinosaur. And Ollie won the competition. He happily held up his award. They all took a photo with the robot dinosaur. They talked and laughed about how they thought it was the monster and got scared of it. See, Laura, Mocha said. I told you there's no such thing as a monster. You're right, said Laura with a laugh. By following the clues, we learn the truth together. Books. Let's pick a book and start listening. The Submarine Adventure. The Submarine Adventure. It's possible to experience amazing adventures with the power of dreams and games. It was a sunny day in Mini Minya. The sun was shining and the birds were singing. Kiwi was sitting by the small pool looking sadly at the water. Ollie saw him and walked next to him. Good morning, Kiwi. Why are you so sad? He asked. Kiwi showed him the book in his hand. Don't ask, Ollie. I read a great book. There were amazing adventures under the sea. I would have liked to experience such adventures, but I don't have a submarine. I wish I had a submarine, he said. Ollie thought for a while and said, I know what to do. Wait here, Kiwi. I will come in a flash. Kiwi looked after Ollie, who was running away. Before long, Ollie came back with a huge cardboard box in his hand. Here is our submarine. Let's go on an adventure under the sea, he said. Kiwi was surprised. He complained, saying, But Ollie, this is just a box. This box becomes whatever we imagine it to be. Now I will turn it into a submarine, said Ollie, and he quickly cut 2 round holes in either side of the box. Then he made holes at the bottom of the box so they could put their legs through. Now they could travel and explore the seas with their submarine. Come on, hop in, he said to Kiwi. A magnificent adventure under the sea awaits us. Kiwi jumped into the box with excitement and the adventure began. Captain, we've gone so deep. I wonder what we'll see in such deep waters, said Ollie. Perhaps a huge whale, Kiwi said excitedly. There was one in the book I was reading. Meanwhile, Luna was passing by the pool and heard them. She also wanted to join the game. Oh, I'm a huge whale. I'm swimming in the deep and singing. Woo! She said as she moved around the submarine. Kiwi shouted, Great! We found a whale. Let's follow this singing whale and see where it'll go. Okay, Captain, said Ollie, and they started following Luna. While they were going into the depths of the sea, they imagined seeing colorful fish. Luna, the huge whale, stopped and said, Oh, I smell something delicious ahead. She quickly started to follow the smell. I wonder what this huge whale is up to, said Kiwi. We'll find out if we follow it, said Ollie, and they quickly followed Luna. After a while, they came to Bongo's house. At that moment, Bongo was opening the door of his house to go to his garden. He was holding a large tray of freshly baked cookies. All 3 of them shouted together, We found the treasure! Bongo was surprised to see his friends in front of him. My friends, I just made some delicious cookies. Would you like to eat some? He said. Oh, said Luna. I'm a huge whale when I followed the smell of this amazing treasure. And we are heroes having adventures under the sea, said Ollie. We came here by following the whale. Bongo understood the game immediately and joined in. Ho, ho, ho! I am the protector of the treasures under the sea. Look at my treasures, he said, showing the cookies. They quickly got out of the submarine and ran to Bongo. They ate the delicious cookies and drank a cup of milk. It was like a feast. They told Bongo about their adventures and had a lot of fun. After they ate their cookies, they looked at the cardboard box on the ground. What do you say, my friends? Kiwi said cheerfully. Shall we go on a space adventure tomorrow? Yippee! Shouted his friends. Our spaceship is ready too, they said as they picked up the cardboard box. That night, when Kiwi was laying in his bed, he fell asleep imagining the new adventures they would go on. And just like that, another adventure-filled day in Mini Minya came to an end. Let's pick a book and start listening. The Cake Team. The Cake Team. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Your friends are always by your side. It was a beautiful and sunny summer day in Mini Minya. The birds were chirping and the sun was shining. Mika and Ollie were very excited that day because it was their lovely friend Mimi's birthday. Did you prepare your gift, Ollie? Mika asked. Yes, said Ollie. I think Mimi is going to love it. My gift is very nice too. I'm sure she's going to love it, said Mika, laughing. Meanwhile, they were passing by Bongo's house. Bongo was running back and forth in the garden, clearly very anxious. Good morning, Bongo, Mika said. What happened? Are you looking for something? Oh no, said Bongo nervously. I'm doomed. Calm down, Bongo, said Ollie. What happened? Nothing, Bongo said as he ran back to his house. Mika and Ollie got even more worried. They went into the house after Bongo. And what should they see when they go inside? The kitchen is a mess. Bongo is running back and forth. Mika couldn't stand it anymore. Bongo, she said, tell us what happened now, please. I am doomed. I was going to make a birthday cake for Mimi today, but there are no strawberries left. The milk I needed for the cream ran out too. I'll never be able to finish the cake in time, said Bongo. Don't worry, Bongo, Mika said. We'll help you. No, said Bongo. I was going to make Mimi's birthday cake myself. Everything is ruined. No, Bongo, said Ollie. This is what friends are for. Let us help. We still have time. Come on, said Mika. Bongo looked at his friends. Can we really make it in time? He asked, hopefully. Of course, said Mika and Ollie at the same time. The cake team is on the job. Okay then, Bongo said. First, let's go to Naga's house and pick some strawberries from his garden. We need milk for the cream. We can ask Luna for that. Ollie, you pick the strawberries, said Mika, and I'll get the milk. Then I'll bake the cake in the meantime, said Bongo cheerfully. The cake team is on the job, they all shouted together. Bongo rushed to the kitchen, and Ollie and Mika quickly left the house. Ollie went to Naga's garden. He explained the situation and asked if he could pick some strawberries. Naga not only gave Ollie permission, but also helped him. Mika ran to Luna. I need some milk, said Mika. Bongo needs your help. I'll bring it right now, Luna said. She took a bottle of milk from the fridge and went back to Bongo's house with Mika. Meanwhile, Bongo finished cooking the cake in the kitchen. Ollie and Naga came into the kitchen with fresh strawberries, followed by Mika and Luna, who came with the milk. You're the best, my friends, shouted Bongo. You arrived right on time. Luna took on the duty of cooking and mixing the milk for the cream. Nega washed the strawberries and sliced them according to Bongo's instructions. Mika and Ollie helped tidy the kitchen. When the cream and strawberries were ready, Bongo started to decorate the cake. His friends gave him great ideas. In no time, they prepared an amazing birthday cake. The cake said, "Happy Birthday, Mimi" on it and looked very delicious. "I can't believe we made it," said Bongo. "Thank you very much." "Hurry, let's not be late to the party," Mika said. They all started walking to go to Mimi's birthday party. The party was just getting started when they arrived at Mimi's garden. When it was time to blow out candles, Bongo brought the cake. Mimi loved the cake. "Strawberry, my favorite," she said. Then she closed her eyes, made a wish, and blew out the candles. Her friends sang the Happy Birthday Mimi song. Mimi was very happy. "This is the best strawberry cake I've ever eaten, Bongo. Thank you," she said. "But I didn't make this cake. The cake team did," said Bongo, laughing. "That is Mika, Ollie, Nega, Luna, and me." Everyone applauded and yelled, "Hooray, cake team!" They happily ate the strawberry cake. They wished Mimi a happy birthday and started the journey home. On the way, Mika turned to Bongo and said, "Next time you need help, don't forget the cake team." "How could I ever forget?" Bongo said. "Turns out, even the hardest tasks become easy if you help each other. Thank you very much." They parted laughing. They all saw delicious cakes in their dreams. Let's pick a book and start listening. The Wonderful Surprise. The Wonderful Surprise. Sometimes we think we know what is going on, but life is full of surprises. It was a beautiful and sunny day in Mini Minya. The birds were singing and the butterflies were fluttering. Like usual, Misty was at home painting with his paintbrush and paints. He stopped suddenly. "Oh my, today is my birthday," he said. "How did I forget?" "Oh no," he said right after. "What if my friends forget too? What if no one remembers my birthday?" The thought made Misty very upset. He couldn't even paint anymore. He waited and waited, but no one came to wish him. "They must have forgotten," he said to himself. He decided to get out of the house and take a walk. After a little while, he came across his friend Bongo. Bongo was going home with a huge basket of strawberries. "Hello, Bongo," said Misty. "What are you doing?" Bongo was so surprised to see Misty that he almost dropped the basket in his hands. "What? Me? I'm not doing anything," said Bongo quickly. Should we play a game together then? Misty asked. No, I have a lot to do. I have to go now. See you later, Misty, said Bongo, running to his house. He slammed the door abruptly. Misty got very sad. Bongo didn't remember my birthday, he said as he continued walking. After a little while, he saw Naga in his green garden among his colorful flowers. Hello, Naga. The weather is very beautiful today. Should we play in the park for a bit? Said Misty. Naga saw Misty and was alarmed. Misty, where did you come from? I have a lot to do. I need to arrange these flowers. I have no time, he said, and disappeared behind the garden. Misty felt all alone. Everyone is busy. No one has time to remember my birthday, he said, and continued walking sadly. After a little while, he saw his friend Luna. Luna was running, carrying colorful ribbons and papers. Hey, Luna! Yelled Misty. Where are you running to? What are those in your hand? Luna saw Misty. Oh, Misty, she said hastily. I'm in a hurry. Let's talk later, she said, and quickly walked away. Oh, dear, sighed Misty sadly. This is the worst birthday in the world. Nobody remembered. I should just go home. I'll sit there alone. He started walking towards his house. Just as he was about to enter his house, he heard some strange noises coming from the garden. Oh, what's going on in the garden? Misty was surprised. He turned around and opened the garden gate, and at that moment, his jaw dropped. It turns out all his friends were in the garden. The garden was colorfully decorated. Hanging was a huge sign made from the ribbons and papers Luna was carrying. It read, "Happy Birthday, Misty." The strawberry cake that Bongo made was on the table, and the flowers that Naga bought were everywhere. Misty couldn't believe his eyes. You didn't forget, he said surprisedly. Of course we didn't forget, said Bongo. We would never forget our friend's birthday. All together, they shouted, Happy birthday, Misty! And sang the birthday song. Then they all came and hugged Misty. Misty was very happy. He understood how hard his friends worked for his wonderful surprise. This is the best birthday in the world, he shouted with joy. When blowing out the candles on the cake, he wished to live happily with his friends. They ate the delicious strawberry cake and danced to fun songs. Luna even put on a dance show for them. In the evening, the wonderful party was over, and everyone went home happily. While Misty was laying down on his bed, he looked out the window and saw the Happy Birthday Misty sign again in the kitchen. I'm so glad to have you, my dear friends, he thought to himself. He then closed his eyes and fell into a deep sleep filled with sweet dreams. And just like that, another fun and surprise-filled day in Mini Minya came to an end. Let's pick a book and start listening. Glad to be me. Glad to be me. No one can be compared to anyone else. Everyone has their own unique beauty and worth. A beautiful day began in Mini Minya. It looked like a great day to picnic, play in the dark, or do other fun things. But Mimi was bored. She did not feel like playing games that day, and she did not know what to do either. As she sat alone on the swings in the playground, she suddenly saw Ollie. Ollie was bouncing on the branches of the tree in the park, jumping from branch to branch and having a lot of fun. I wish I could jump from branch to branch like Ollie, thought Mimi, and quickly climbed the tree. Laughing, Ollie leaped to another branch, and Mimi followed him. They began to play joyfully in the tree while laughing. They jumped from branch to branch. When they got to one of the tree's lower branches, Ollie wrapped his long tail around the tree and hung upside down from the branch. It looked really funny. Mimi wanted to do the same thing. She jumped to the branch and ah! Mimi did not have such a long tail. Her fluffy little tail could not wrap around the branch, and she fell into the bushes under the tree. Are you all right, Mimi? Cried Ollie anxiously. I am fine, Ollie, said Mimi from the bushes. She stood up and looked sadly at Ollie, who was dangling by his tail on the tree. Why don't I have a long tail like you? She muttered. I wish I had a long tail, she said, and ran away. Poor Ollie stared after her, not realizing what had happened. While Mimi was sadly on her way home, she saw Luna on the street. Luna was dancing in her garden. Mimi looked at Luna, who loves ballet, and thought, I can dance like Luna. She quickly ran to Luna and said she wanted to dance. Luna happily welcomed her friend, and they started dancing together. Luna showed the moves, and Mimi danced with joy. A moment later, Luna began to spin on her toes. She looked like a real ballerina. Mimi was thrilled by this move. I want to do that. Me too, she said excitedly. But, Mimi, you need to practice a bit first, Luna said. This move is a bit difficult. But Mimi did not listen to her. She immediately stood on her tiptoes and tried to spin. Ah! Mimi fell on her first attempt to spin. Are you all right, Mimi? Cried Luna anxiously. I am fine, Luna, said Mimi. She stood up and looked sadly at Luna, who could dance like a ballerina. Why can't I spin like you? She muttered. I wish I could spin that well, she said, and ran away. Poor Luna stared after her, not realizing what had happened. Mimi continued to walk home sadly. While walking, she saw her neighbor, Nega, watering the plants in his garden. Nega was worried when he saw Mimi walking sadly down the street with her head down. What happened, Mimi? He asked. Why are you so sad? Oh, sighed Mimi. I can do nothing, Naga. I cannot jump from branch to branch because I do not have a long tail like Ollie. I cannot spin well because I am not good at ballet like Luna. I cannot do anything. I wish I had a long tail or ballet skills. When Naga saw that his friend was upset, he invited her in to his garden. I need help in the garden, Mimi. Can you please help me? He asked. Upset, Mimi agreed and entered Naga's lush garden. What kind of help do you want, Naga? She asked. Naga gestured to the daisies ahead. I want to pull these daisies and extend them, Mimi, he said. I want them to grow as tall as the pine tree next to them so they can provide shade in hot weather, so I can sit under them. Mimi was shocked. Come on, Naga, she said. Can a daisy ever grow as tall as a pine tree? One is a daisy, the other is a pine tree. Oh, I wish my daisies were as big as a pine tree, but I think you are right, said Naga, pointing to the fence ahead. Then can you help me stick paper flowers on these fences? I want them to bloom like the rose tree next to them, so their fragrance can fill my garden. Come on, Naga, said Mimi, surprisingly. Fences surround your garden, and rose trees bloom fragrant flowers. Two different things. Why do you want such strange things? Ah, if only roses could bloom on my fences, said Naga, and looking at Mimi, blinked at her with a smile. Mimi understood at that moment what her dear friend meant. Naga, are you joking with me? She said, smiling. No, Mimi, said Naga, smiling. I am not joking. I'm just helping you remember that a pine tree and a daisy, a fence and a rose tree are two different things. They are not the same. What they can do is different. And that's great. I need pine trees in my garden, as I do daisies. I love fences, as I do rose trees, Naga said. I think you are right, said Mimi. But I'd like to do something special too. You can already do it, Naga said, laughing. I have never seen anyone hop like you. Besides, I love the games you come up with. These things make you special. Mimi thought about what her friend said and smiled. I really can hop well, can't I? She said cheerfully. I can also make up really fun games. Mimi cheered up. Come on then, let's play a nice game, Naga. We can call Ollie and Luna too. What do you think? Naga loved the idea, and soon enough, they created a great game. When Ollie and Luna joined in, they laughed and had fun well into the evening. Mimi was very happy when she came home that evening. She wondered what other talent she had and fell asleep. She had a big smile on her face. Let's pick a book and start listening. Superheroes gather. Superheroes gather. Playing does not mean always getting what I want. It was a sunny and beautiful day in Mini Minya. Mocha and Ollie had a great idea for a game. They were going to be superheroes. Mocha decided to be the fastest running hero in the world, Lightning Mocha. Ollie, on the other hand, was Jumping Ollie, the one who could jump the highest. Now they are ready for a big game. But who are these superheroes supposed to save? It's Mimi! She was sitting in her backyard with her toy dinosaurs. They immediately ran to her and told her about the game. Mimi was going to be a princess. The dinosaurs were arranged in a circle around Mimi. Princess Mimi screamed, "Help! Save me!" Amid the monsters pleading with the superheroes to save her, Lightning Mocha and Jumping Ollie, our heroes, were going to run and jump to save the princess from the monsters. This was so much fun. Meanwhile, Mika and Kiwi were walking around boredly. Suddenly, they saw the superhero game in Mimi's garden. They came running to them. "Mocha!" cried Mika. "What are you doing?" "We are playing superheroes. We are going to save the princess from the monsters," said Mocha. "I am Lightning Mocha!" Mika and Kiwi loved this game. They wanted to join in too. "Of course," Mocha said. "Besides, every superhero must have a super enemy. Since we are the heroes, you can be the villains. Let's play," he said, and started running. But this idea did not please Mika and Kiwi. They did not want to be villains. They wanted to be superheroes and save the princess. Mika wanted to be Mega Mika, the extremely strong superhero that can lift even the heaviest things. Kiwi, on the other hand, would be the smartest superhero in the world, Hyperbrain. "No way," said Mocha. "We are the superheroes, so you have to be our enemy." "Why?" asked Mika. "We want to be heroes too." And they started to argue. All at once, they forgot the game. They all started shouting. Nobody was listening to each other. So the whole game was ruined. Suddenly, they heard a scream. "Help! Help me!" They looked around to see where the noise was coming from. It turns out that while they were arguing, Mimi had gotten bored and wanted to climb the tree, but the branch she climbed on was too high. She could not climb down. "Save me! Help!" cried Mimi. They quickly ran under the tree, but did not know what to do. They all had different ideas. They began to argue again and talk over each other. "Help!" cried Mimi. She almost fell off the branch. Oh no! Mimi really needed help. No time to argue. As they all tried to figure out what to do, Kiwi exclaimed, "I got it! Lightning Mocha, run through the garden at super speed and find something to prevent Mimi from falling," he said. Then he turned to Ollie. Jumping Ollie, you jump right next to Mimi with your super jumping powers. Make sure she doesn't fall off the branch until Lightning Mocha returns," he said. Then he turned to Ollie. Jumping Ollie jumped next to Mimi with his super jump. He took her hand and said, "Don't worry, Mimi, we'll save you." At that moment, Mocha shouted from the other side of the garden, "I found a trampoline here. We can use it to save Mimi. But it's so heavy, how can I carry it?" Kiwi immediately turned to Mika. "Mega Mika, it's time to show off your super strength." Mega Mika immediately ran to Lightning Mocha. Together, they carried the heavy trampoline all the way under the tree. "I am scared," said Mimi. "Do not worry," said Ollie. "I am with you. Together, we can do this." "Come on, Mimi!" shouted those below. "You can do it!" Mimi and Ollie held hands and jumped on the trampoline. The trampoline bounced them for a while before they could step on the ground. The superheroes were very happy. They all hugged each other. They were all laughing happily. Mimi looked at them and explained, "Since I brought you together, my superpower is building a team," she said. "How so? How did you bring us together?" "We saved you from the tree, Mimi," they said, surprised. Mimi laughed and immediately ran up the tree. She climbed up the branch from which she could not get down and jumped on the trampoline. Laughing, they were all stunned. They gasped, "How could it be? You couldn't go down before." Mimi looked at her friends with a smile. "We could not play because you were fighting. So I wanted to give you guys a real rescue mission. And look what a great team you made when you worked together." "That's a great idea," said Mocha. "Together, we can be a team of superheroes." "Yes," said Mika. "And we'd make a great team. Look how we saved Mimi. Lightning Mocha, Jumping Ollie, Mega Mika, and Hyper Brain. Here come the Super Four." "Wait a minute," said Mimi. "Haven't you forgotten about me? I, Super Mimi, am the hero who can climb the hardest places, jump all around, and bring the team together." "Of course," said Mocha. "Not without you. We are the Super Five. We are the greatest superhero team in the world." And so, Mini Minya's first superhero team was formed. Now, they would go on new adventures and help everyone with their superpowers. When playing time was over and they returned home, they were all looking forward to their next adventure. Let's pick a book and start listening. Painting exhibition. Painting exhibition. We do not have to be perfect. It's enough to share what we feel. In Mini Minya, the sun was shining in the sky. The birds were chirping. Ollie wanted to play with Misty in the park. When he arrived at Misty's house to call him, he knocked on the door, but no one answered. Ollie wondered, "Where is he? Perhaps he is in the garden," he said, and went behind Misty's house. When he entered the garden, he was surprised. Misty was leaning over the garden table doing something. He did not hear the door because he was listening to music with his earphones in his ears. "What's he doing?" wondered Ollie, walking slowly over to Misty. When he saw what Misty was doing, he exclaimed in surprise, "I don't believe it! This is great!" It turns out Misty was painting, but Ollie had never seen such beautiful paintings. Misty was filling up papers with beautiful paintings. Hearing Ollie screaming next to him, Misty startled. Got worried that Ollie would see his paintings. "Ollie, where did you come from?" he cried in surprise as he tried to cover his paintings. But Ollie had seen them already. "Misty, what beautiful paintings these are! Did you paint them all yourself? Why didn't you show them before? I love them!" he said, jumping around excitedly. Misty shyly covered his paintings and said, "Please, Ollie, they are not that good. I make a lot of mistakes when I paint. The colors become distorted. They're not perfect," he said. "Don't be ridiculous, Misty. These are great paintings. Everyone should see them," said Ollie excitedly. No, don't tell anyone. I don't want anyone to know," said Misty. "I will show when I paint a perfect painting, but not before." Ollie was very surprised, but could say nothing. Ollie looked at the wonderful paintings on the table while Misty went inside to bring his friend some cookies. "I think they are great and everyone should see them." But Misty said not to tell anyone. Ugh, thought Ollie. Then he had a brilliant idea. He quickly took some of the paintings on the table and left the garden. As he ran toward the park, he thought with a smile, "Misty said not to tell anyone, but he did not say not to show the paintings. I am so smart!" Ollie hung the paintings on the trees in the playground. Looking around, he saw Kiwi and Mimi entering the playground. He yelled out to them and called them over. Mimi and Kiwi came up to him cheerfully. Just as they were about to greet him, they saw the beautiful paintings hanging from the trees. "What beautiful paintings!" Mimi said in amazement. "And what beautiful colors!" said Kiwi. "Who painted these?" Ollie did not open his mouth. He promised Misty he would not tell after all, but he waited with a smile. While Mimi and Kiwi were admiring the paintings, Misty came running into the park. He had been searching anxiously for his lost paintings. When Misty arrived at the place where Mimi, Kiwi, and Ollie were, he realized what had happened. He was very embarrassed that Ollie had shown his paintings to the others without his permission. His face was flushed. "Oh, Misty," Kiwi said, "did you paint these wonderful paintings? Congratulations!" But Misty was both very embarrassed and very angry. "Ollie, I told you not to tell anyone!" he shouted, turning and running away. Ollie regretted what he had done. He never thought Misty would be so upset. He immediately ran after him. He caught up to Misty, who was sitting sadly under a tree. "I do not want to talk to you, Ollie. Please leave me alone," Misty said angrily. You are right, Misty, Ollie said. Your paintings were so beautiful that I wanted everyone to see them. But I shouldn't have taken them without your permission. I am so sorry I upset you. Yes, you made me very sad, said Misty. I did not want to show these bad paintings to anyone. I did not want to show anyone until I made the perfect painting. Now everyone is making fun of my paintings. Forgive me, Misty. If you want, we can go collect them together. I'll tell everyone that I took it without permission. I am so sorry, Ollie said. He was really upset that he had broken his friend's heart. When Misty saw his deep sorrow, he said, Okay, let's collect them before more people see. But please do not do anything like that again, Ollie. Ollie promised. So they made up and went back to the park. As they entered the park, they saw something strange. Kiwi and Mimi had put Misty's paintings in front of them, taken out their crayons, and started painting with enthusiasm. They were having so much fun doing it that Misty was surprised. But guys, these paintings are not perfect. There are a lot of mistakes. What are you doing? He said. Kiwi looked up from her painting, which she had painted with bright colors, and said, I love your paintings, Misty. You obviously really enjoyed making them and used the colors so enthusiastically. I wanted to give it a try too. Surprised, Misty said, All right. Yeah, I do have a lot of fun with it too, he muttered. Mimi spoke up, brush in hand. When I saw your paintings, I wanted to paint too. It was so much fun. Can you teach me too? Misty smiled in surprise. So, you really like them? Don't you think there are mistakes? Maybe there are mistakes, Ollie said and continued. But the important thing is to do your best and have fun, isn't it? I get happy when I look at your paintings. That's why I wanted others to see it too. There is happiness in your paintings, Misty. I think that's more important than being perfect. Surprised, Misty did not know what to say. As his friends happily dipped their brushes in paint and painted, he remembered why he loved to paint so much. He felt again how much he loved painting with colors and shapes. Thank you, Misty, Mimi said with a smile. I am so glad you shared your paintings with us. Surprised, Misty looked at Ollie with a shy smile. If it were not for Ollie, he would have never shown his paintings to anyone. Ollie looked happily at his friend. Misty turned to Mimi with a big smile and said, I am so glad I can share them with you, Mimi. Let's all paint together. And so they all began to play happily with the colors and paint as they pleased. Some shapes are bad. Sometimes the colors blended like mud, and sometimes they all seemed to scatter beyond the lines. But none of them cared because they were having so much fun. Seeing their good spirits, their other friends joined in the fun, and at the end of the day, they all displayed their paintings in the park. It was a colorful and lively exhibition. This was how Mini Mia's first painting exhibition took place. After that day, they painted whatever they wanted and shared however they liked it. let's pick a book and start listening. Chaos in the Garden. Chaos in the garden. It's important to be patient. It was a beautiful spring day in Mini Minya. Butterflies were flying, birds were chirping, the sun shone brightly in the sky. On the other hand, Ollie was terribly bored. He did not know what to do that day. Just as he passed Nega's lush garden, he saw Nega. "Good morning, Nega," said Ollie. "What are you doing?" "I am so excited," said Nega. "Today, I will plant new flower seeds in my garden. Colorful flowers will bloom. My garden will become even more colorful. It's going to be great," he said, showing them the seeds in his hand. Ollie was quite impressed. "How so? Will colorful flowers appear if you plant these tiny seeds?" he asked. "Of course," Nega said, "and they will smell good." Ollie was so excited that he forgot his boredom. "Can I help too, Nega? Oh, please, please, please," he said. "I would be very glad," said Nega, and they set to work together. First, they dug up the ground and made a hole for the seeds. Then, they carefully planted the seeds. After covering the seeds with a thin layer of soil, they watered them slowly. "Great," said Nega. "We are done for the day. Now we will wait," he said, and walked away to tend to the other plants. "How so?" asked Ollie in surprise. "You said there would be colorful flowers, and it would smell good." Nega smiled. "Yes, Ollie, all that will happen, but it will take time. We have to be patient and wait," he said. "Waiting? Oh," said Ollie. He never liked to wait. "How long will we wait? How long does it take for the seeds to grow? Will the flowers bloom by noon?" he asked. "You don't say, Ollie," laughed Nega. "We will wait a few days for the seeds to germinate. Then tiny sprouts will grow slowly. A few weeks later, the flowers will bloom and release their fragrant scent into the garden." "What?" said Ollie. "We have to wait so long. But this is so boring." "Seeds take time to grow," said Nega. "You must be patient." Then Nega put on his hat and threw his bag over his shoulder. "I have to leave. See you later, Ollie. Thank you so much for your help. Maybe we will plant mint seeds together," he said, and left the garden. Ollie stood petrified at the newly planted seeds. "Waiting for weeks, how boring," he thought. "There must be some way to speed this up. Besides, I'm sure Nega also gets bored waiting for so long. I have to help him," he said to himself and began to think. "Eureka!" he cried. "I will invent a machine that Nega will love. I'll build a plant magnifier that will make the plants huge in no time." Ollie ran happily to his workshop. He began to work at once. He toiled and finally invented the plant magnifier. He took the huge machine and made his way to Nega's garden. On the way there, he met Kiwi. When Kiwi saw him, he was surprised. "What are you doing, Ollie? What's that in your hand?" he asked. "I am helping my poor friend Naga," said Ollie. "He has been planting seeds in his garden all day, but he has to wait weeks for them to grow into colorful flowers. So I invented a plant magnifier for him. He will not have to wait any longer. His seeds will grow tall right away." "Plant magnifier?" Kiwi laughed. "Ollie, you cannot grow plants like that. Rather, if I took in my books and make a quick growth potion for plants, the plants will grow instantly," he said, and ran to his house. Kiwi ran cheerfully to his workshop and started working right away. He struggled and toiled and finally produced the potion. Meanwhile, Ollie had already begun testing his machine in Nega's garden. Indeed, the seeds grew a little when he started the machine. Ollie was very happy about it. A little more, a little more, a little more. Each time he used the machine, another leaf bloomed on the plants, but there were still no flowers. Ollie set the machine even higher. At that moment, Kiwi came running and said, "Look, Ollie, I made the potion for quick growth. Stop the machine. With the potion, they will grow much faster," he said. "How can that be?" said Ollie in disbelief. Kiwi poured the potion on the newly sprouted plants. The plants grew quickly and began to bloom. "Look!" said Kiwi. "Huh?" said Ollie. "Your potion would not have worked if I had not already made the plants grow so much." Thus began a race between Ollie's machine and Kiwi's potion. When Ollie used his machine, the plants in the garden grew taller and became huge. As Kiwi poured his potion, the plants grew bigger and huge flowers bloomed. The garden is now full of enormous plants, flowers as big as elephants, and plants as big as trees can be seen everywhere. Ollie and Kiwi looked like ants in the middle of these huge plants. Just as they were rejoicing, they suddenly heard a crackling sound. How strange! The plants began to turn yellow and bend their necks. The leaves began to fall. The flowers fell to the ground. "Oh no! What's the matter with the garden?" asked Ollie. "No way!" said Kiwi. "I think we pushed the plants too hard. They won't be able to grow so much so fast. They'll all die." Naga will be very upset when he hears we destroyed his garden. "What are we going to do?" asked Ollie anxiously. He looked at the clock. "Naga will be back soon." "Oh no, we ruined everything," said Kiwi. I can go home and make a shrinking potion right now, but we don't have enough time to pour it over the whole garden, Ollie said. And I will build a machine that will quickly distribute all the potion into the garden. Maybe we can fix the garden before Nega comes. Come on, quick! They both hurried home. Kiwi made a potion that would shrink the plants back to their normal state. Ollie made a machine that could spray the potion around the garden like a sprinkler. They ran back to the garden. The garden looked so bad. Nega was about to return, and they had to save the garden. They immediately put the shrinking potion into the machine and started the sprinkler machine. The machine began to spray the potion over the garden like rain. Everything began to shrink as Ollie and Kiwi waited excitedly. Huge flowers and giant plants shrank. The sprouts that bent their necks shrank and dropped back to the ground as seeds. The machine sprayed the last drop of potion and stopped working with a puff. The garden was restored, but Ollie and Kiwi were very tired. They sat down in the middle of the garden. Just then, Nega came back. He was surprised to see Ollie and Kiwi sitting wearily in the middle of the garden with a strange machine. Hello, guys. What happened to you guys? What's that strange machine? He asked. Ollie and Kiwi told Nega everything, one by one. Ollie said sadly, We couldn't grow anything fast, Nega. We could not spare you the tedious work of waiting. We are so sorry, he said. But I do not want them to grow fast, said Nega. When Ollie heard this, he was very surprised. Nega continued with a smile. Look around, Ollie. This whole lush garden has grown from tiny seeds, and slowly at that. If you are patient and take care of it, the seeds will grow and become tall, healthy plants, as long as you protect them with love and are patient. Ollie and Kiwi looked at Nega's beautiful green garden and were surprised. The garden was much more beautiful than the one they had grown with their inventions. I think you were right, Nega, said Ollie. The plants seem to know when to grow better than we do. You see, they grow really well without our interference, said Kiwi. Together, they admired the flowers and beautiful plants. I will plant my mint seeds tomorrow. Would you like to help me? Said Nega. They happily accepted. Starting the next day, Ollie and Kiwi planted seeds of various plants with Nega and patiently waited for them to grow. As they saw how the garden grew and became more beautiful with time, they understood why Nega didn't get bored. The garden grew in a way that no machine or potion could manage to do. When the time came, the garden flowered and shared its beauty with the world. There was no need to rush. Let's pick a book and start listening. Space travel. Space travel. It's possible to have adventures with games and the power of your own imagination. It was a hot summer morning in Mini Minya. It was so hot that Ollie, Kiwi, and Fufu gathered in the park but didn't feel like playing. Slide was too hot and Sandbox was even hotter. "Stop!" exclaimed Ollie. Kiwi answered, "We are already stopping, Ollie. Did you get a sunstroke?" Ollie went on excitedly. "I didn't mean that. I have an idea. I know what we should do today." Then he ran out of the park. Not understanding what was going on, his friends stared after him. After a while, Ollie came back with a box. "What is this box?" asked Fufu. Ollie said, "Today, this box will be our spaceship, and we are going to have a great adventure." Then he went on cheerfully, "Hop in." Kiwi remembered this game. They played before. That time, the box was a submarine, and they had discovered under the sea. Kiwi and Ollie decided to show the game to Fufu. They all entered the box and started to go around the park. They called everything around with a planet name and went on an exciting journey into the space. Passing by the sandbox, Kiwi started to explain excitedly. "This is the sun, the Earth's source of heat and light. It is located at the center of our solar system. All the planets revolve around the sun." Next, they were going to visit planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Just then, from a tree nearby, a cherry dropped onto their head. "Oh, this is a meteor shower!" exclaimed Kiwi. "Let's get away!" They went out of the park and came to Naga's garden. While going around in the streets, Fufu pointed to the garden filled with daisies and called, "Look, a constellation!" They walked among the daisies without crushing them. While they were playing, Naga was sitting in a chair in his garden, smiling and watching his friends play. Ollie wanted to include Naga in their game too, so he pointed out to Naga and said, "Look, an astronaut sitting on the moon!" Naga looked at them and said, "Come closer, space adventurers. Let me tell you a bit about the space." He began to tell them about the planets. Mercury is the fastest planet, and it is the nearest one to the sun. Venus is very hot and revolves backwards. The planet we live on is Earth, and it looks blue from the space. Mars is the fourth planet nearest to the sun, and it's called Red Planet because of its color. Jupiter is so big that you can see it from very far. Saturn is known with the rings around it. Uranus has many satellites like the moon of the Earth. Finally, Neptune is so cold that it's the coldest planet because it's very far from the sun. Ollie, Kiwi, and Fufu listened Naga with huge eyes. That day, these three friends learned brand new things. After that, they remembered Naga and the things they learned from him every time they looked at the sky. Let's pick a book and start listening.
Mika's new school. Mika's new school. Your friends love you not because you are successful, but because you are you. Mika and her family had moved to Bilإنجليزية a short time ago. Mika was a little bit nervous because she was going to a new school. She kept thinking, everybody has already become friends with each other, and kept asking herself, are they going to let me in too? The days were filled with these thoughts, and the first day of school kept coming closer and closer. Mika had seen all her new friends in a back-to-school party. They seemed to be getting along very well. She thought that if she's successful enough, her new friends would accept her as well. Finally, the first day of school came. Mika woke up even earlier than the sun. She was so excited. She wanted to be the first kid who entered the class. Mika ate her breakfast, put on her clothes, and went running to the school. When she arrived at school, she found that Ollie, Bongo, Fufu, Laura, and Kiwi were already in class, sitting in their desks. They all waved at Mika and said, "Good morning!" "Oh, now I have to succeed in some other thing," Mika mumbled to herself. A few weeks later, it was Mika's birthday. All the class was going to celebrate her birthday with a huge birthday cake. Now it was time to shine. Mika could be the champion by finishing her cake before everyone else. When Mika finished her cake, she was in for a surprise. Fufu and Bongo had already finished their cakes and were waiting for Mika to start playing. "Oh, I couldn't make it again," Mika mumbled to herself. Mika thought for days. How could she have the attention of her classmates? What could she do about it? Then suddenly, she had an idea. There was an annual sports day in Bilإنجليزية. It was a very short time ahead. If she worked out hard enough and be the winner in the race, she could be the sweetheart of the whole class. Mika could not sleep all night from excitement. The next day, she went to training after school. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And finally, sports day came. Mika woke up earlier even than the sun. She was so excited. Mika ate her breakfast, put on her clothes, and went running to the racetrack. The race started. Mika ran and ran with all her might. However, when she made it to the finish line, she saw that Luna had already finished the race before her. After Mika finished the race, her friends clapped and congratulated her. "Oh, I couldn't make it again," Mika mumbled to herself. Days passed, but Mika could not achieve anything. Fortunately, there was an art competition nearing. She could be the one with the best art piece. She worked for this competition for days. She did lots of sketches. She was going to enter the competition with the best picture. And finally, competition day came. Mika woke up earlier even than the sun. She was so excited. Mika ate her breakfast, put on her clothes, and went running to the school. The competition started. Mika got out her crayons and started to draw her picture. However, when she finished drawing, she found out that Misty was the winner. Mika's teacher and friends pinned her picture to the wall like everybody else's. Oh, I couldn't make it again, Mika mumbled to herself. Days, weeks passed. Mika still couldn't reach the success she wanted. Meanwhile, they had an assignment. There was a reward to the one who wrote the best story. This is what their teacher said. "This is my moment to shine," thought Mika. She was going to write the longest story in the class. When she read her story, the whole class loved it. However, when the results were announced, she found out that the winner was Kiwi. Oh, I couldn't make it again, Mika mumbled to herself. She decided to try her luck on math class. She was really good in math. She went to the blackboard and quickly solved the problem given by the teacher. Mika was sure she was going to be successful in math. However, when she turned around, she found out that Bongo had already solved the problem. Mika was stunned. Something was wrong here. She hung her head and turned back to her desk. She started to cry, saying, "I couldn't achieve anything. Nobody's going to love me." However, when she raised her head, she found out that all her friends surrounded her to soothe her. "Mika, you don't have to be successful to impress us. We love you no matter you are the first or the last in the competitions. We are glad you moved to Mini Minya with your family and became our friend," they said. Mika was so happy now. She had learned that to be appreciated by others, you didn't have to be successful. You just had to be yourself. After that, she had an amazing school term with all her friends.
Let's pick a book and start listening.
Faraway Friends. Faraway friends. Missing someone is a normal emotion felt by every one of us from time to time. Laura woke up that day while the sun was rising in Mini Minya. She didn't know why, but she did not feel like doing anything. She ate her breakfast and went out to go to the park. Maybe she could have fun there. Naga was picking up some vegetables in his garden. He saw Laura and noticed that she was a bit sad. He called out to Laura. "Hi, Laura. You look upset. Are you sick?" Laura answered, "I don't know, Naga. I don't feel like doing anything. I don't know why I feel this way. I think I lost my joy. We go to the park with Fufu on the weekends, but she won't be here all this week. I cannot have fun without Fufu. We used to play around and get on the swings together." Naga listened carefully and understood the situation. "I think you missed Fufu a bit, Laura. This is a very normal feeling. Fufu is very lucky because she has a friend like you," he said. Then he continued, "Wait here. I'll bring you something." He ran to his house. After a short time, Naga came back with a little box. Laura was curious. She asked, "What is it, Naga?" Naga smiled and said, Sometimes I feel sad because I miss one of my friends. But do you know what I do when I miss someone? I find many ways to tell them and tell these things to them one by one when they come back. That's why I brought this to you, he said, and gave the box to Laura. There was a camera inside the box. Nega said, "If you want, you can try this too. You can tell Fufu the games you played, the places you went, and the things you saw when she came back. You can even take pictures of these things and show them to Fufu. This way, you would have so much fun, and it would feel like Fufu is never gone," said Nega. Laura liked this idea very much. She could take pictures and find many things to tell Fufu about this week. She thanked Nega and took many pictures with Nega in his garden. Then she went to the park and joined her friends' games. She took many pictures there too. Laura found so many things to tell Fufu that even she herself was surprised. 1 week later, Fufu was back, and she met Laura. Laura showed her all the pictures she took and told her stories one by one. Of course, Fufu did not forget her friend while she was away either. She gave Laura a big seashell she got from the place she went. And she told Laura how she found the seashell. After that day, being apart did not upset either Fufu or Laura, because they now knew that they were going to have so many things to tell each other when they got together again.